Joined now by Tina Griffin, the counterculture mom. Tina, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me back on. I'm not arrested. It looks like I'm a criminal with the backdrop, but I'm not. I'm good to go. Just stuff for exposing like normal.
You look like you're in a lineup there. If you turn to the profile, you do look like a smooth. In the words of Michael Jackson, you do look like a smooth criminal. So there's that
All
anyway.
right. Well.
Well, we'll get to those mug shots behind you in a moment. Today, I want to start by asking you a question. When did the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts decide that neither one of them really wanted to educate boys? You got the Boy Scouts now who are allowing women and boys who think they're women. You've got the Girl Scouts angry at the Boy Scouts for actually taking all the girls away, and nobody wants to do the boys. So why don't we create a brand new organization called the Boy Scouts and let the boys be in it?
That's about it. This is such a messed up story. Well, this is what you have when you get the wrong people in leadership for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and everything else Scout related. They're also connected with Planned Parenthood. Do the research, you guys. Been exposing that junk for 20 years. This story, Dr. Duke, you're full aware, a biologically female high schooler in Blacksburg, Virginia, has been honored as the state's first non-binary Eagle Scout. Now, 15-year-old Jacqueline Jack Cooper was honored as the first female in the region to earn the highest rank in the Boy Scouts of America. Cooper, who uses the pronouns they and them, don't get that, will never get that, to identify herself, began training with the Boy Scouts of America when she was 10, became an official member in February 2019. She came out as non-binary last year. Here's the problem, Dr. Duke. Her brother Fitz, this is where my blood boils, also achieved this same rank, but he and all the other boys who worked hard to achieve this honor as a boy were overshadowed by his sister because the Boy Scouts, the media, our culture, everybody else is choosing to focus on a girl who is non-binary, except instead of the actual boys who are doing the right thing, being who God created them to be. It's such a messed up situation. I feel horrible for the boys.
You can see what a scam it is if you go back to the picture. There she is, and yet couldn't resist the mascara, right? So there's always that erasure that they do, right? That no one wants to be specifically one gender. That, to me, the whole gender fluid thing is the big problem. The idea that by waving a hand or snapping your fingers, you can be anything you want at any time you want. I tell my students all the time, when you're filling out applications for grad school, check the transgender box. And when they ask you 3 months later, how come you don't look like a transgender? Say, oh, I'm fluid. Now I'm back to being one gender, right? What are they going to do? They're going to sue you? There's nothing they can do about it. But I think this next story is very dangerous. We've got the Team Disney, right? Remember when the Mickey Mouse Club was 7 or 8 really cute little kids with great talent? This is the new Mickey Mouse Club. Sexual predators running sexual trafficking using Disney as a cover for their operations.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. And the very alarming thing about this story is that 17 people were recently arrested by undercover detectives. That is one job I'd love to have if I didn't have to sleep. In Central Florida. So these undercover detectives captured these 17 people. Among them, Dr. Duke, were 3 Walt Disney World employees. Now, had I known that years ago when I went there, I would have been that undercover cop and trying to arrest people that I thought were suspicious. The charges were related to the targeting of children online for unlawful sexual activity. And we all know that Disney Corporation, you and I have been warning people for the last couple of years now, pushes this dangerous agenda that we should shield our children from their movies and TV shows. But now this is another example. We take our kids to the theme park. Are they going to go missing the second we turn around and grab an ice cream cone for one of our kids?
Yeah, 3 of that wrecking crew behind you actually, as you said, worked for Disney, and no doubt spent a lot of their time on the job cruising children, right? It would make perfect sense that was true. And so, again, you mentioned how Disney Channel is almost pseudo porn now, right? When did we get to the point where the actual Disney sites become the creepiest place on earth? What do you think it is? What's the benefit to a children's organization, a company dedicated to fulfilling the wishes and making little kids happy? What's the benefit to Disney of going all woke when it comes to sex and sexuality?
Well, you know what? It goes with everything we see in our culture today. The people trying to push laws that are completely illegal, put our kids in harm's way, the people that are behind pushing the sexual agenda on our kids and film and TV, movies, apps, video games, you name it, are the very people trying to justify their own actions. That's why we see all of this. So if you have Disney corporate employees and government officials that are sexually molesting children and sex trafficking them, because that is what's happening, and that's what we exposed this last week on the Counterculture Mom Show, that's why they're pushing this garbage on our kids, to get them warmed up to the fact that it's totally okay to have sex with a 48-year-old, a 78-year-old person. It is absolutely disgusting. It's just a sexual perversion on every single level for our kids. Now, parents, I want to just tell you, it's very important that you guard what your kids are watching for entertainment. And yes, even when you're out there in the public with your kids, even at theme parks, and at youth groups and churches, because the pedophiles are going to locations and organizations kind of like undercover to scope out where can I get the most kids, have the most access. So we have to think like a criminal in order to keep our kids protected today. One last thing I want to quickly bounce back to for the original story with the Boy Scouts, which should keep it boys, but they're not because they're corrupt, is that the alarming thing is John Stemberger, chairman of the board for Trail Life USA, and I met these people. They're fantastic. Trail Life USA, get your boys involved, is a Christian organization that's a Christian version of the Boy Scouts, spoke out about these issues back in 2017 with the Boy Scouts. As soon as these people allowed transgender members, here's what he said. Encouraging and facilitating a recognized mental disorder that has far-reaching consequences to the health and safety of kids and the child protection issue caused by boys and biological girls showering, dressing, and camping in the same tents, it is majorly alarming. And I couldn't agree more. We have to keep our kids protected, be on guard, realize that even organizations that cater to kids could have dangerous people that find their way to our children. And I just want to wrap this on a positive note because there's a lot of positive options here, Dr. Duke. There is a millionkids.org website parents have to go check out. Opal Singleton is the head of that, founder of that. She's in California fighting a law that dictator Governor Newsom is trying to pass right now, SB 357, that would legalize prostitution on the streets for our kids. Are you kidding me? Go to millionkids.org, check it out, and then find groups that our kids can get involved in that honor God instead of pushing this political and dangerous agenda for our kids. Last but not least, download our Counterculture Mom app. Click on Premium to get all of the tips and tools because there's a lot of stuff going on in our culture today. So you don't feel overwhelmed. Get our app, click on Premium. It's $5 a month. You will support our ministry, and we need the funding. We need to hire more people. Let's keep our kids safe. It's time for us to be the FBI agents.